Facebook has something that they call a predictable action rate. What does that mean? That they, based on the algorithm, based on the experience, based on the user interaction, they can predict how much somebody else is going to interact with your ad. We're going to talk about how to set up your budget on the campaigns. Now, depending on your objective, it's going to vary from campaign objective to campaign objective. There's a couple of things that I want to note on here because it is important to understand that as you select different objectives, the options on the Facebook dashboard, on the business manager, on the ads manager also change with that selection. To give you an example, let's say, for example, that we're running a brand awareness campaign. Just like I'm going to show you right here that I've been showing you on the last previous lessons. Once we go to the ad set level on the brand awareness, you're going to see right here on the budget that there's a couple of different options. You can select a daily budget and a lifetime budget. That is the same for any objective that you select. No matter what, you're going to always have those two options. But there's a couple of additional options that are not even available here. And I'm going to show you about that in a second. So it's important to understand this because once in a while you might want to understand why that's the case and why some options exist in the ad set level and others don't. So let me clarify that for you. As you can see right here on this example, the bid strategy that I'm showing you right here on my screen says lowest cost. Get the most 1,000 impressions for your budget. So basically, we're trying to pay as little as possible for 1,000 impressions. That is the bid strategy. Now, why? Because this is a branding campaign. What you're trying to do is put yourself in front of a lot of people and get people connected with your brand. Make them start connecting with you, seeing your videos, seeing your message, getting that exposure that you've been looking for. But now, let's say that right now we're going to change the objective and we're going to go ahead and select reach. Very similar. We're trying to do branding here also. But check this out. There's another cool thing about it that now is available on the ad set level that you want to pay attention to. Because sometimes, I don't know if you guys have been on Facebook enough to know on the ads manager, there's a little metric that they call frequency. Frequency means how many times the same message was put in front of the same person. When that frequency gets really high, I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you might be experiencing some ad fatigue. Your ad starts getting tired. You start paying more money. So it's important to monitor your ad fatigue, your frequency. In that case, if you want to run a campaign that all you want to do is to reach as much people as possible, and it doesn't matter like the targeting, how close the selection is, but you just want to reach a bunch of people, well, you select the reach objective. Now, the little thing that pops up over here at the bottom now with the reach campaign, you can see it right here. It says frequency cap. This is very cool, guys, because now you can say to Facebook, hey, I want this message to show up only one time for every user for every 7 days. What does that mean? That if Joe saw that message, he will not see it no matter what. No matter your budget, he will not see it again for another 7 days. Guaranteed. Facebook is guaranteeing this. Let's say that, for example, you think like, well, maybe my message needs to be seen twice before somebody engages. Well, you can change that and you can be like, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to say 2. You can say now 2 times for every 7 days is the maximum. This is really cool stuff because now you can avoid the ad fatigue. When you're running branding campaigns, this is a powerful strategy to just keep on putting your message in front of as many people as possible. That way, your frequency, meaning how many times somebody has seen your ad, doesn't get out of control. A lot of the campaigns that I've seen that have failed, that over time kept getting less and less results, usually stem from ad fatigue, meaning an ad being shown too many times to the same people over and over. If you don't use this particular option right here, then that is a problem that you can encounter. Again, these are just tools that you can use to increase your results, especially when you are not completely happy or when you're trying to even get better numbers that you're getting currently. Other option right here that you can see on this particular option of the reach objective, which you didn't see on the branding objective, is, for example, right here, you can actually see a lowest cost bid strategy. When you select this option right here, you can say to Facebook that you want to pay a maximum of $2 for every 1,000 impressions. Interesting, right? Because check it out. This is something that they are putting there. I did not put that number there. So they're telling you that they believe, based on the current landscape of marketing on Facebook, that they can get you 1,000 people for $2. But they're letting you decide what number you want to put in there. We talked about that on an earlier module. We talked about the actual CPMs. This is the exact same thing. CPMs, cost per thousand. What does that mean? That how much are you willing to pay for 1,000 impressions? Think about newspaper. You distributing your message on a newspaper to 1,000 people. That doesn't mean they're going to see it. An impression does not guarantee consumption. It does not guarantee that somebody's going to read your message. It's simply placed on that newspaper. It's placed on their newsfeed. Whether they consume it or not, that is another matter. But cost per thousand is an important metric because now you can measure more or less attention that is being put out there. Important for you to understand that in comparison, we have $25 cost per thousand on other media outlets. For example, newspaper, television. Newspaper can go up to $32. So right now on Facebook, you can pay an amount like that, which is very cheap. But let's say that you want to do a big budget and you're only willing to pay up to $1 for every 1,000 impressions. I have seen less than that. I am running campaigns right now that we pay 60 cents or less for every 1,000 impressions. Crazy stuff. But if you want to just adjust that so you can control more the amount of people you see for the amount of money you're paying, then you can just change that right here. And you go to $1. And now what happens is that you're capping that bid. So no matter what, Facebook will not spend more than that. Now, this will probably stop your reach. They will not distribute your message as much. They would only distribute it based on them being able to put you in front of 1,000 people for $1 maximum. So you might get lower reach, but you might get much better cost. You will get better cost. I personally like to use the algorithm and the systems of Facebook. Usually I do not set a bid cap, but you can go ahead and try this yourself. It's all about testing. So for example, right here, if you take it away and we just eliminated that checkbox right there, now it's gonna be an auto bid. That's what Facebook calls auto bid, meaning that they are going to determine what is going to be your bid to gain that real estate, that position in somebody else's news feed. So now you start battling with other people for that position. As I have covered before, the cost of Facebook advertising is based on a bidding strategy. And it's not a regular bidding like, for example, on you go to the a short sale on a house and you say, I'm gonna buy it for $150,000. And then the next one says 160. It's not like that. It's not a traditional bid. It's actually a combination of factors. It's a formula. Facebook has something that they call a predictable action rate. What does that mean? That they, based on the algorithm, based on the experience, based on the user interaction, they can predict how much somebody else is going to interact with your ad. That's going to be a factor that is going to be entered into the equation. And then also, the more the people interact with you, the lower the cost. So the cost gets lower based on interaction. If nobody else is interacting, if very little people are commenting or sharing it or anything, then the cost goes up. So the bid structure is composed of all those factors mixed into one single formula. Some people actually pay less than competition, even though their ads are actually placed and the other ones are not. Why? Because the other factors are winning out. That's why producing good quality content that actually creates engagement, it's gonna win out in the end over somebody that doesn't produce quality content. If they both have quantity, the other one wins out. Okay guys, so that's basically how it works when it comes to this particular aspect right here. That's all you need to add on this subject. As you can see right here, it says over here, when you get charged, when you get the 1,000 impressions. That's it for the objectives on the particular branding side of it. So I want to give you guys another example now when it comes to a different objective. Let's talk about traffic. Now, every single one might have a varying factor when it comes to budget. So let's say that you want to send a bunch of people to your Amazon store or to your e-commerce site, or let's say that you want to send people to anywhere outside of Facebook. Well, you can use the traffic objective. The thing about the traffic objective is that it's going to change something here. When you are actually going to the bid side of it, check it out. Now you have another option right here. And similar to the one that we were going through on reach, then we have the option to set a bid cap. You can say like, hey, the maximum that I'm willing to pay for a click on my link is 25 cents, $2, $5. You have to determine what it's worth for you. Let's say, for example, that you're selling a product that is $100. Well, maybe you're gonna be able to set a link click cost of like $2 or $3. But maybe you have a product that's like $10 or $20. You don't wanna go past, let's see, 25 cents. If you do something like that, then Facebook will optimize for that cost and it will put the message in front of the people that are more likely to click on that link without you having to pay a lot of money for that click link. Okay, so another option that you can change right here, as you can see right here on my screen, optimization for ad delivery. This is important. And let's see what Facebook says right here. Choose how you want us to deliver ads to people based on what you're trying to achieve. Your selection affects who sees your ads to get you the best result for the lowest cost. Example, if you choose to optimize for link clicks, we'll deliver your ad to the right people to help you get the most clicks on the link in your ad for the lowest cost. Interesting, right? So basically Facebook is telling you over and over and over, based on your selection, we're gonna work on giving you the best possible result. They are your partners. They will help you get more of what you want. So let's look at the options here. On this one, we got 4 different options. We got link clicks, and you're gonna see this on several different options. We'll deliver your ads to the right people to help you get the most link clicks from your ad to a destination on or off of Facebook at the lowest cost. Now, what would it be on Facebook? Well, on Facebook, it could be Messenger. So you can run a campaign to send people to Messenger using link clicks. Or on Facebook, it could be to your Facebook page, or it could be to another post, etc. Off of Facebook, what would that be? To your Amazon store, to your e-commerce shop, to whatever it is outside of Facebook that you want to send that traffic to. Landing page views. This is an interesting one that just came into play recently. As you know, when somebody clicks on your link, that doesn't really guarantee anything else. A lot of these people actually stop their uploading of the website and go back to Facebook. Or a lot of those people bounce right away once they land on the site. What Facebook is telling you on this option right here, the landing page views, I'm talking about something that was just released a couple of months ago, is that they're saying, we'll deliver your ads to people who are more likely to click on your ads link and load the landing page. You'll need a pixel installed on your landing page to track views. So on this one, if you are gonna do a link click, you don't need a pixel. They're sending people to the traffic or to Amazon, but if you wanna do a landing page view on your e-commerce site, you cannot do this on Amazon, but if you wanna do it on your e-commerce site, you can actually optimize for landing page views. What does that mean? That they're not only gonna click on your link, they're actually gonna wait until the whole page loads, and they're gonna go and land on the page. It's a little bit more of a technical, advanced optimization because now you're getting higher qualified traffic to land on your page. The other optimization for ad delivery is impressions. Exactly that. We'll deliver your ads to people as many times as possible. So maybe Joe, Mary, Joseph, John, they can see your ads 7 times each, 10 times each. You want to just go crazy and put your message in front of them as much as possible because you think that down the line, they're going to react to your message. They're going to respond and actually do some kind of action. So that's impressions. Impressions doesn't take into account reach. It takes into account putting your message out there as much as possible, as many times as possible to the individuals, even if the person has seen it many times before. That's what an impression is. And now we have the daily unique reach. This is a good one to actually try out. Again, it's all gonna be about testing. This one says, we'll deliver your ads to people up to once a day. I really like this one, guys, because now somebody goes to Facebook in the morning and they see your ad. If you don't have it optimized for daily unique reach, then they can see your ad in the night also again. This is something for you to test out because now, if they saw your ad in the morning, they won't see it until the next day. Really cool ninja stuff. So these are different optimizations. Now, as we click into the other ones, without going into deeply into any of them, for example, if you go to messages, you can actually go to the ad set, and now you're gonna tell them how much you're willing to pay for an actual message sent to your page. For example, here, I can say like, you know what, Facebook, I'm willing to pay 30 cents for a message to my messenger. That's pretty much a lead, right? Because right now, a lot of you already know, sending somebody to Messenger makes them a subscriber to your Messenger channel. We will explore that later on. But if you do this, you optimize for messages, Facebook will actually run your campaign to try to get you as many people as possible to message your page at that cost. If you do not select this bid cap right here, then they will just try to get you the best possible cost, and it's going to be an automatic bid. Same thing for anything else. If you do a lead, for example, then you can select how much you're willing to pay for an actual lead. For a lead for your business, right here, you can set a bid cap and be like, I'm willing to pay $5 max. If you do a video views, the same story over again. If I do video views, guys, I can say to Facebook, how much am I willing to pay for somebody to view my video? Okay, so for example, I can say like, I'm willing to pay maximum 0.01 cents per video view. So now they won't display your ads to everybody. They're only going to display to people that they have enough space on their actual real estate that they can charge you 1 cent for every video view. This is based on supply and demand. And now you can start running your ads like this and start seeing the results and working closely and seeing actually what are your numbers and what is your spend, and control your ad spend. Not let it all go run crazy, but at the end, you're gonna know exactly what's being spent, what is your daily budget, how much are you willing to spend, and also if you have a campaign budget, you can actually set a lifetime budget.